What's going on, everybody? Homework assignment 27. Today's objective, I can create and solve expressions with rational numbers. So we're going to take everything that we have done so far, and we're going to put it all together today. Specifically, we're going to focus on these different types of word problems, okay? So I want us to focus on different questions that we could ask ourselves whenever we are working on these types of problems. So the questions that we ask ourselves, that we can ask ourselves, what operation or operations should we use? How do we know? So how can we make sense of those operations? And does our solution make sense? So can we make an estimate beforehand of what our solution is going to be? And I'll walk us through this today. So let's take a look. So let's start right away with the problem. So Muriel has a piece of ribbon that is 10 inches long. Abby's ribbon is 5/8 as long. So it's 5/8 as long. How long is Abby's ribbon? Okay, so at first glance, this can seem like a somewhat challenging problem. Here are some strategies that I like to use. So Muriel has a piece of ribbon that's 10 inches long. Abby's ribbon is 5/8 as long. How long is Abby's ribbon? Some people are going to think, I don't know, maybe I'll add these numbers together and that's what I'll do. Without any rhyme or reason. Maybe I'll divide, multiply, subtract. I don't know. Maybe I'll just perform an operation. When I see numbers like this, I like to change things up a little bit. And let's say if I change the number, what if I said, instead of Abby's ribbon is 5/8 as long, what if instead of 5/8, I said twice? Muriel has a piece of ribbon that is 10 inches long. Abby's ribbon is twice as long. How long is Abby's ribbon? Okay, if this was the case right now, here's what we would do. We know that Muriel's ribbon is 10 inches. We would multiply that 10 by 2. And we would find out that Abby's ribbon is 20 inches long. Okay? So it seems like the operation we're using here is multiplication. Well, if we're saying that Abby's ribbon is 5/8 as long, well, we're simply just going to take that 10 and we're going to multiply by 5/8. Okay? And because these are word problems, we're going to make sure that we have full sentences for each. So if Abby's ribbon is 10 inches, Muriel's is 10 inches, Abby's is 5/8 as long, we're going to multiply 10 times 5/8. And remember, when we multiply fractions, again, I want to make this 10 into a fraction, which is just 10 over 1, and we multiply straight across. It's 58. That can be simplified. So divide top and bottom by, let's go with 2. Divide by 2. We get 25/4, which seems like it's going to be equal to 6 1/4. So we will say, and I'll type this out instead of writing it. We could say that Abby's ribbon is 6 1/4 inches. All right, and there you go. If we were to estimate it, let's think about what this is saying. So if Muriel's is 10 inches and Abby's is 5/8 as long, well, 5/8 as long meaning that it has to be something smaller, okay? It's almost half, it's a little over half, because if it was half as long, it would say 4/8, right? So because it's 5/8, it's got to be a little over half. And if it was half as long, it would have been 5 inches. So a little over half, 6 1/4. It does seem like a justifiable answer. It does seem like it is something that makes sense. Okay? So we're going to use these kind of number tricks as we go to kind of make these numbers a little easier for us. So let's move on. So not all the operations are going to be multiplication. So let's keep it going. Pilar drinks 1 3/4 glasses of milk each day. At this rate, how many days will it take her to drink a total of 14 glasses? So how long will it take her to drink a total of 14 glasses? So let's go ahead and let's figure that one out. Okay, so this one a little more challenging. We can try and do some repeated addition. We know that 1 3/4 is going on each day, so I can add 1 3/4 plus 1 3/4 plus 1 3/4 until I eventually get to 14 and see how many that will be. Or I can sort of work backwards. So repeated addition is the same thing as multiplication, but in this case, I want to divide the other way. So I know it's 14 glasses, and I'm going to divide that by, so 14 divided by 1 and 3/4. So let's write that 1 and 3/4 as a mixed number. So it'll be 14 divided by 4 times 1 is 4, plus 3 is 7/4. So 14 over 1 divided by 7/4. Let's write it the way that we have seen it. So we're going to keep 14 over 1 as is. Change our division to multiplication. Make the reciprocal here. We multiply 14 times 4, which is going to be 56 over 7, which actually equals to a nice number here, 8. So it will take 8 days for Pilar to drink 14 glasses. And it does make sense. We know it's got to be something less than 14 because she's drinking 1 3/4 glasses per day, almost 2 glasses a day. And a little less than 2 glasses a day is going to end up bringing us to 8 days in total. Let's keep it going. Last week, Douglas fed his puppy 10 1/4 cups of food. This week, the puppy will be fed an additional 1 1/4 cups of food. Find the total amount of food the puppy will be fed this week. So what operation does it seem like we're going to use? Well, he fed his puppy a certain amount of food last week. He's going to feed it a little bit more this week. So it seems like we are adding, okay? So we have 10 1/4 plus 1 1/4. And we could probably estimate what this is going to be. It's probably going to be something like 11 1/2, but let's find out. So let's turn these into improper fractions. 4 times 10 is 40, plus 1 is 41. So 41/4 plus 4 times 1 is 4, plus 1 is 5, plus 5/4 is equal to 46/4. And let's see how many times. I'm going to simplify it first before I do anything else. Divide top and bottom by 2. We get 23 over 2, which is going to be, actually, just like I said, 11 1/2. So let's see what our sentence is going to be. Find the total amount of food the puppy will be fed this week. So we could say the puppy will be fed 11 1/2 cups of food. Period. There we go. Let's keep it going. We got 2 more. Harry's sunflowers have grown to be 8 1/4 feet tall. Sonia's sunflowers are 6 3/4 feet tall. How much taller are Harry's sunflowers? Okay, so let's think about what operation we're going to use here. We have a plant that is a certain height, another plant that is a little bit shorter. We want to know how much taller, so we're finding the difference between the heights, and difference is subtraction. So we have 8 1/4 minus 6 3/4. And if we look, our answer is probably going to be somewhere around 2, but it seems like it might be a little less than 2 feet. All right. So let's go ahead and let's turn these into improper fractions. 4 times 8 is 32, plus 1 is 33, so 33/4. Minus 4 times 6 is 24, plus 3 is 27, 27/4, which is going to be equal to 6/4, which as a mixed number is going to be 1, and let's see how much is left there. 4 goes into 6 one time with a remainder of 2, so 1 2/4. Or we could simply simplify that to 1 1/2. So what will we say? Harry's sunflowers are 1 1/2 feet taller. All right. Last one. Monica needs 2 3/4 cups of flour for a batch of cookies and 3 1/3 cups of flour for a dozen muffins. How many cups of flour does Monica need altogether? So altogether, what does she need? Sorry, I didn't turn to the problem. Altogether, what does she need? It seems like we're talking about an addition problem, but it seems like our denominators are different. But it's going to be 2 3/4 plus 3 1/3. And if we were to estimate our answer, it would probably be somewhere around 3, maybe a little more than 6, a little more than 6, but let's find out for sure, just to see. All right, so let's turn these into improper fractions. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 3 is 11. So 11/4 plus 10/3. All right, let's find our least common multiple. So of 4 and 3. The least common denominator, 4 and 3. So I have 4, 8, 12. Oh, I think I found it. 3, 6, 9, 12. Yep, just as I thought. Okay, so let's see what we can do. Turn these into 12. So I know I'm going to have to multiply times 3, times 3, times 4, times 4. We'll have 33/12 plus 40/12, which is going to be equal to 73/12, which is going to be 6 1/12. So we would say that how many cups of flour does Monica need? So Monica needs 6 1/12 cups of flour. All right. Don't just go ahead and just assume operations. Think about them. Try to make sense of them. Read it. Understand what it is saying, okay? Take your time with it. Try out the practice problems. We'll be ready for the breakout test tomorrow.